Hello everyone, we have Benjamin Martin here today. Would you like to introduce yourself?
Why not? Yeah, my name's Ben Martin. If you want to be informal, I'm an institutional business development manager at OKX, and I've been asked to speak to you guys today, so please fire away with the questions.
All right, are you ready for the first one?
Let's go.
Okay, do you think the blockchain revolution is still on its early stage?
Definitely. I think if we look at blockchain, firstly it's inspiring in terms of what's going on and what has been going on since 2009. Obviously, with regards to when we reflect on what's happened previously in similar projects, I'm sure we're going to be speaking about the internet as well. I think the way that blockchain has evolved in the last, let's say, 12, 13 years has predominantly been in the crypto space. We are now seeing an acceptance, of course, in the banking space. We're now seeing regulators and governments obviously opening their ears and their eyes for that matter. And I think in terms of where we can go with blockchain, well, where is the limit? There is no limit. And I'll refer back to that a little bit later when we speak about the internet. But essentially, I think blockchain is very much at an adolescent stage in its lifespan, despite doing so much already.
All right, the second question is, how will the blockchain industry change the banking system?
Well, I think it's already changed the banking system.
How?
Well, not as much as I would like, first and foremost.
You don't like the change?
No, I love the change. I'm all for it, but I think the banking systems that we see at the moment are so kind of money-driven, if you like. The banks trying to almost fill their own pockets, if you like. Like you look at a Swift transaction or something that takes 3 days, and we can do a transaction on blockchain that will be instantaneous, for instance. So where are we going? Well, there's only one way that we do go, and that is to facilitate and fully engage in blockchain and to make things more secure, quicker and more cost efficient. And I think the only thing that's holding us back at the moment are more traditional banks that quite simply don't want to give up, if you like, the fees that they're charging to allow those to use and I suppose get the benefits of those pointers that I've just put.
Very good answer, very good answer. So, where do you see Bitcoin in the next 10 years?
Oh gosh.
The hardest question.
No, it's not the hardest. I'd love to stand here and say that I was negative about Bitcoin, but of course I'm not. This is the easiest question in the world for me. Look, I work for OKX, the second biggest exchange in the world at the moment, so surprise, surprise. I'm bullish on BTC, I'm bullish on crypto. Realistically, I see Bitcoin outstripping traditional vehicles, traditional spaces. I think even my grandmother that's 89 years old, God bless her, she even asked me about Bitcoin, about crypto, probably because I work in this space. But the fact of the matter is we've got all of the guys out there that didn't want to engage in this industries in terms of traditional banks, in terms of governments, for instance, that are now taking note, i.e. taking on board crypto, whether it be JP Morgan, whether it be whomever else, of course, in the traditional world. We've got governments, as I say, that are actually engaging in using crypto or BTC as their actual currency, for goodness sake. So 10 years time, I see it being an absolute mainstay in people's pension pots, in SIPs, in ISAs. I don't know the equivalent that you have here in Turkey, of course. And I see it being probably the most important vehicle in terms of finances going forward.
Yeah, all right. The last question is, do you think blockchain at the moment is as same as the internet on 1980s?
1980s, I mean, that's 10 years we're talking about. It's not the same. I think there's similarities. I think, the first email was sent in 1989? Please stop me if I'm wrong. And look how the internet has evolved, into, we're now talking about robotics, for instance. So I can't say it's exactly the same, but I think there's very, very similar patterns that are emerging that we're getting, especially when we refer back to maybe crypto as opposed to blockchain. We're seeing them very, very volatile moves that I think we did with, let's say, the internet in the early 2000s. And I think going forward, if we look at the internet and how that progressed from maybe a simple email and communicating into a world where we've got Google and Amazon and, you know, goodness knows whomever. I'm not intelligent enough, unfortunately, to stand here and tell you what blockchain is going to do in the next 20 years, but I am absolutely certain that A, we are in only the adolescent phase of blockchain, and B, that it will evolve just as much as the internet, if not more.
Thank you so much.